Years of recession have spelt disaster for many UK businesses.
We just don't get enough customers coming through the door.
With over 30 stores still failing every week, Britain's high streets have been decimated.
I've never seen the industry more competitive, more cutthroat.
Some bosses are prepared to act before it's too late and go undercover in their own organisations.
I've been really surprised and shocked.
Just rubbish. This is not how we're supposed to operate.
This week, the CEO of men's retailer Moss Bros investigates if the millions he spent revamping the company have dragged it into the 21st century.
When I arrived, Moss Bros was an absolute car crash waiting to happen. Today, Moss is a very different business, but we still have a long way to go.
He's shocked to find that some branches are still living in the past.
You look at the store now, it's like polishing shit. That's to put it blunt.
That doesn't look very good.
This really isn't acceptable.
And he's surprised to hear where some staff lay the blame.
Brian Brick took it over, didn't he?
Yeah.
Cut this and cut that.
After struggling to keep his mission a secret,
I had firm suspicions.
I think I've been rumbled.
finally he reveals his true identity.
I'm Brian Brick. Oh, see Moss Bros. I still got a job, haven't I?
On average, British men spend £1,000 a year on clothing, contributing to a retail sector worth over £10 billion. In the 90s, Moss Bros was the market leader in formal wear, with the suit hire and retail arms of its business reporting profits of over £20 million. But when Brian Brick took the helm 5 years ago, its shares had lost 95% of their value, and the company was close to collapse.
When I became CEO at Moss Bros, I declared losses of £10 million. The core business was very broken, the shops were very tired, morale was very poor. This was not a good place.
Retail veteran Brian revitalised his father's menswear business and sold it for millions. To work similar miracles for Moss Bros, Brian sold off stores to raise cash and tailored new lines to target younger consumers.
It was a tired, old retailing format that probably would have gone bust.
Brian invested millions refurbishing some of the company's remaining 135 stores. But to cut costs, he was also forced to make redundancies.
I had to cut £3 million of overhead from this business. That's painful to do.
With millions of pounds, 1,200 jobs, and his own reputation on the line, Brian now faces the ultimate challenge: to see whether he can win enough customers to take Moss Bros back to the top.
Competition in retail is very, very fierce. I'm investing millions of pounds in the future of this business, and if we don't get it right, then I have failed and I have a big problem.
To find out if he is getting it right, Brian's taking a radical step and going undercover on the shop floor. When he heads undercover, Brian will leave behind his North London home, wife Simone, daughter Gabby, and son James.
One of the things I'm concerned about is how I'm going to react when I see things that, I just know are wrong. I could blow a gasket and just walk out the shop being infuriated.
Keeping his cool won't be Brian's only challenge. As CEO, he's a familiar face at all of his 135 stores.
This is when I start to get nervous.
So reducing a captain of industry to the retail ranks will require some serious tinting, tanning, and trimming. Brian Brick meets Dennis Bernard.
Oh my God! I look ridiculous. It doesn't look like me.
Brian may be convinced, but the true test will be revealing his disguise to his family.
Oh my God. Oh my God, you look like when I first met you.
Meet Dennis.
You look young. I can't look at you. The clothes, look at the tie. Oh, look at the shoes.
Let's see the glasses on.
Oh my God.
That's
very
really-
sexy.
Do you feel confident now to go into the stores and spend a whole day in the store and not be Brian?
Dressed like this, I do feel like I'm Dennis Bernard.
For the next week, Brian will be undercover,
Bye, guys.
trying to discover if the millions he's invested in modernising Moss Bros is winning a new generation of loyal customers.
Love you all. Bye. And there's your nervousness. Yeah, what am I really going to see?
I've no idea at all what's in store.
Brian's first day undercover will be spent at his Bristol branch. The store's been open since the 1920s, but the CEO's concerned that it's now one of the worst performing shops in the chain.
This store used to be a really great store, but over a number of years, it's fallen back. Is it due to poor customer service or just a lack of investment?
With plans to spend millions refurbishing stores, Brian wants to investigate if a costly refit here would be throwing good money after bad.
Up this way?
Brian's meeting father of two, Richard, who works upstairs in the store's hire department.
Hi.
Hello there.
Dennis. I'm looking
I'm
for Richard.
That's me.
Hi.
How are
Nice
you
to meet
doing?
you.
All right.
I'm good, and you?
Yeah, myself.
Good. Well, I'm here to work with you today.
Fantastic.
Richard thinks the CEO is Dennis Bernard, a former bookkeeper who's taking part in a TV documentary about people changing their careers. Their first job is to take delivery of stock from the warehouse.
If you can give me a hand with the van there, Dennis. Might be your first day, but it's no lackeys here, right?
Moss Bros have only 10 drivers serving their nationwide network.
Is the driver that always your same driver?
90% of the time. We know most of the drivers.
Yeah.
Richard isn't the only one who knows the driver. Brian thinks he does too. So he's reluctant to show his face.
Right then.
That's
It's not too heavy for you, is it?
No, that's all
Sure
right.
now?
That's fine, yeah. Oh, there you go.
We didn't see each other that long ago. So he didn't recognise me. I'm amazed I've got away with it. The next task is to double check that the warehouse has dispatched the correct orders.
Basically, we've got to check these orders.
Yeah.
Just checking the sizes.
But how many problems do you get?
A lot. No, the problem is we shouldn't have to be double checking. Every person should be accountable. If you look at that there, who tells me who's done it? No one. So if I had a little initial on there, I can ring up my warehouse and say, we've had reports of 10, 20 times. You've mispicked these items. Stains, buttons missing.
Do they not know that what a sensible idea it would be to have the person who's picked it on it?
Well, where would I go with that, Real Moss Bros? I've gone with ideas before to head office
And?
years ago. Too much money. And I give up then. None of the head honchos have come to the store in the last 2-3 years. I might have seen Brian Brick, yeah. I think I've seen him about 3.5 years ago or 3 years ago. And it was only a flying visit. You know what I mean? But we've had no one else.
Do you think they realise how hard you work?
No.
These guys on the ground, they've got great ideas, they know what's happening. I've got to be sure that whatever ideas people put forward to, we start to listen.
Back on the shop floor, Richard's got more ideas. He's planning a makeover of the dresswear section.
This is our dresswear, where we have our dresser area.
Yeah.
Every so often I refresh it. Our dresswear is not as strong as it used to be. You know, just the last 2 years it has been particularly quiet. And it's thinking outside the box. Right then.
Something like that.
It's just that. That's it. Nice and easy.
Brian has invested £6.2 million renovating 45 of his other shops.
Nice and easy.
Richard has spent £40 on a tin of paint and a roller.
So we're going to paint this wall here now, Dennis.
Is that the right size roller for that?
Unfortunately, this roller's a little bit big for this tray.
With assistant Richie now involved, the entire hire team have become decorators.
Shouldn't we put something down to cover the carpet?
We've had a little bit of a spillage.
Oh, sorry.
I thought you were supposed to cover the carpet.
I know, but when I went to put it up, it went a little bit.
Yeah.
You've got to
do it slowly.
It hadn't been such for years. It's a shame, really. We're like Atlantis, forgotten city up this way. If you look at this store now, it's like polishing shit.
Yeah.
But that's to put it blunt. You know what I mean? I don't normally as blunt as that, but it's true.
I can't believe I've just heard Richard say it's like polishing shit. As CEO of Moss Bros, I'm totally embarrassed. I wonder what else I'm going to hear today.
CEO of menswear retailer Moss Bros has gone undercover in his own organisation.
How am I doing?
Nice. Oh.
He's invested millions revitalising the brand to win back business. But he's been dismayed to see staff in Bristol neglecting the dinner jackets and turning to DIY.
Slightly confused, to be honest. There's paint on the carpet, the other's got paint all over his suit. It's ridiculous.
What's the name?
With customers arriving,
Collection, is this, sir?
Sorry, yeah.
the team hastily switch from decorating back to dresswear.
Out the way.
Just watch yourself here, sir. Just put it out.
That's all right.
All right.
With customers negotiating wet paint and shop fittings, Brian is painfully aware it's Ascot week, when the hire department needs to be making big money.
This is not the week I would have picked to be doing painting and moving things around. This is a peak week.
Guys,
Richard?
I'm Richard. How you doing?
Mr. Osman, I spoke to you yesterday.
Collection?
Ascot.
Ascot, yes, of course, yes. You've ordered from us before, haven't you, miss?
Yeah.
Right, what we'll do is I'll get the outfit that you wore last year. I just need to take some details off you there.
Brian's now hoping Richard and the team will prove to be slicker salesmen than they are decorators.
And they've got one in the other store,
Oh, perfect.
so they put it on the side for you.
Oh, lovely.
And I've been in there for you. Just reassure the customer I've got in the fitting so he doesn't feel ignored.
Is Richard looking after you?
Yeah.
It's about pleasing the customer.
I'll be honest, with the plainer the better.
There's good interaction.
Let's just find the jacket for him.
He's keen to help the customer. I'm sure the customer will walk out satisfied.
Here we go.
Now, if I'm being honest, the sleeve length on that one is a bit short.
I'll try to see that, you
£228.50.
Okay.
Give you a hand downstairs.
After a busy 2 hours, the team have served 6 satisfied customers and made over £500 for Brian's bottom line.
Being undercover have the great advantage of seeing things as they really are. I'm really impressed with these guys.
Lovely job.
They're giving excellent customer service.
See you on Monday.
See you on Monday.
Thank you very much. Right. Take care. Bye. Bye.
Delighted by what he's witnessed,
Take a seat, we'll have a little break.
Thank you.
Brian's now concerned he might lose good staff like Richard if they don't feel part of his modernising plans.
So how do you find your job then, Richard? Do you enjoy working at Moss Bros?
Well, to be honest with you, yeah, I've got to enjoy it. I travel so far from Cardiff.
So what time do you leave in the mornings then?
But like, I catch a 6 o'clock coach.
Yeah.
But if I had a choice, I'd go by train. But it's close to £300, and I don't earn that a week.
How long is the coach?
But it's probably close to 2 hours every day, each way.
So when do you see your kids? You've got...
I've got two children. I don't see my kids that often as I'd like to. You know, I've missed years of them growing up. You know what I mean? It's awful.
So why do you do it?
It's no jobs in Cardiff for me, and I'm the breadwinner, and it's a job.
I've got 3 kids myself. I think it's tough, and it's tough for your partner.
I know, I want to marry my partner. She's been wanting to get married for years. I just can't do it. We just simply can't afford it. And, you know, I've tried to think about saving her, but we just can't do it. It's just all goes into travel. You know, I've got to be honest, we haven't had a pay rise for 7 years. You know, and people in the top have had pay rises, you know. You know, it's wrong, really.
Brian came to Bristol wondering if he should spend money on his premises. But he's now leaving, thinking he should be spending it on his employees.
I was really concerned that I was going to see some poor staff, some poor customer service. But I have to say that's not the case. And I do feel as though I'm letting them down. There's a lot more we can do to support these guys.
Having assessed his older, unmodernised shops, Brian wants to visit a refurbished Moss Bros store. Today, he's heading to a branch in an affluent southwest London suburb.
That younger customer that Moss Bros is looking to attract is certainly very prevalent in the Richmond area. And what I want to see today, do our staff understand where we're taking the brand? We've got 130 odd other stores. If I'm not getting it right in Richmond, where else aren't I getting it right?
The Richmond branch has recently been revamped at a cost of £130,000. It's intended to reflect the company's new modern ethos. Brian's had a lot of personal input, but that means he's a familiar face at the store.
I'm quite concerned coming to Richmond today. This is the one that worries me, whether or not I'm going to be rumbled. But I saw the assistant manager only a few weeks ago. Richmond's going to be a real test for my disguise.
Brian will be working with 24-year-old Thierry, who's paying his way through university. He's a part-time salesman, but full-time fashionista.
Thierry?
Yeah, that's me.
Ah,
how are you doing?
Hi, Dennis. Great
Nice
to meet you.
How to meet you?
Hi.
And when it comes to style, he doesn't hold back.
Looking very eccentric, Tessa.
I've got my own unique style.
Yeah, indeed.
Well, I might think something a bit wacky, but I quite like it. I hear you're going to show me the ropes.
I'm going to try and show you the ropes, yeah, definitely.
Thierry thinks he's working with Dennis Bernard, a newcomer to the menswear business.
He stands out quite a lot. When I saw him, I did have a little giggle to myself with a bow tie and stuff, but yeah, it's different.
But different isn't the right attire for Moss Bros.
You've got to look a pop.
You don't sell this then?
We don't sell that one at the moment, no. As you can see, the other employees here, they follow the guidelines.
So Moss Bros wouldn't employ me if I'm...
Unfortunately, no.
No?
Unfortunately, no.
It's time for an emergency Moss Bros makeover.
As a Moss employee, no bow tie.
No bow ties?
No bow
But I
ties.
saw you sell bow ties.
Yeah, we sell bow ties, but you're not wearing a bow tie. You're going to have to lose the cardigan as well. I'm kind to you, though. I won't let you lose the shoes.
It's really refreshing to see someone who's young and energetic, believe he understands the vision. Is exactly what I want to see in Moss Bros.
You should buy that for yourself, 10% discount.
Yeah, what do you think my wife will say?
Oh, I think she'll love it.
I'm going to buy it, I'm going to get changed.
Excellent.
Super.
Next time you need a suit, come see me personally.
I didn't know today that I would necessarily walk out with a suit, but he's quite a compelling young man, Thierry, and yeah, he certainly convinced me that I need to buy a new suit.
Attracting a younger clientele is key to Brian's business strategy, so he's interested to know what style-conscious Thierry thinks of the clothes.
Is Moss Bros a young brand?
I would say they're going that way. They can do it a bit more better.
What else could they do?
A commercial on television and posters on the London Underground, on the London buses.
But isn't that very expensive?
Competitors are doing this. Why can't they do this? Another big thing is I think they should do is celebrity endorsements.
Yeah.
Because obviously people like Daniel Craig, I don't know if you're familiar with him.
I do know Daniel Craig. Oh, I don't know him personally.
You know him personally? No,
I don't know him personally, but I do know James Bond.
That's good, exactly, James Bond.
So why don't they do it?
That's a question that seems to be unanswered.
Brian has spent £1.4 million on e-commerce in the last 5 years, but Thierry's not impressed by the results.
They should have a better website than they have. That's my personal opinion. You look at a website, got all the different categories there. It's not really a suit website.
There's lots of suits there.
There's suits there, but they're promoting accessories. But it's not very clear. It's not good enough, in my opinion.
So what would you change?
First of all, I'll change the layout, add a bit more images and visuals there, and make it more accessible as well.
Yeah, if I wanted to buy a suit, I thought it's okay.
Yeah. It's okay, good enough.
Okay, it's probably not good enough.
Exactly, and that's what you said. You say okay. It should be out there. It should be on Instagram. It should be on Facebook. It should be everywhere. It should be in your face. I mean, having a mannequin with a new suit out there, yes, that's great. A few thousand people might see it, but having it on the internet, millions of people will see it.
What I've learned from Thierry today is for his generation, social media is so important. If I get this wrong,
we risk losing customers to our competition. If we can reach out to our target audience, it's going to help me to achieve my end game for Moss Bros.
Back on the shop floor, it seems Brian's disguise hasn't fooled sharp-eyed assistant manager Daniel.
Maybe I'm going mental. I have a sneaking suspicion it's Brian Brick. There's no Brian's the place. It's not. Okay. If it's not, then I'm probably going mental. It's like
To the toilet here.
all the way downstairs.
Can you show me where it is?
Yeah.
Brian calls his colleague aside for a quiet chat.
I think I've been rumbled.
I had my suspicions. You're the CEO.
If it leaks in the company that I'm undercover, the whole thing is totally blown. And I really want to know everything that's happening in the company, unfiltered. You cannot tell anybody. Okay, until I tell you. Can I trust you?
Yes, absolutely. Don't worry. All right, secret safe with me.
Reassured, at least for now, Brian beats a hasty retreat.
I had a close call today. I can't afford to be rumbled again. If my cover gets blown, it's a disaster.
CEO Brian Brick has gone undercover in menswear retailer Moss Bros. He wants to know if the millions he's invested are winning back customers.
Running a business, we've got to make the numbers add up. But we need to ensure that our customers always come back to us.
Today, Brian's heading to the company's distribution centre in East London. From here, 4.5 million suits and accessories are delivered to stores around the country each year. But Brian's concerned about reports of some deliveries arriving late.
Moss Bros supplies a lot of people for their weddings. It's absolutely imperative that those orders arrive on time. We can't turn round to a bride and say, "I'm sorry, our driver was late."
Concerned that late deliveries might result in disappointed customers, Brian's going undercover as a driver's mate. With the one driver he hopes won't recognise him.
Hello there, I'm Dave.
Hi, I'm Dennis. I'm going to be working with you today.
I believe so, yeah.
48-year-old driver Dave thinks Brian is Dennis, who's taking part in a documentary about people changing their career.
This is what I normally drive. The lorries are quite old now.
Yeah.
This is like 5 to 7 years old, isn't it?
Yeah. How often do they buy new lorries?
But I've been with them about 5-6 years. No one since.
The Moss Bros fleet of 10 lorries cover on average over 400,000 miles per year. Carrying dozens of hire suits for same-day collection means reliability is key.
How often do you break down then?
Once every 6 to 8 weeks.
Really?
You do so many miles of them. They're just basically worn out. I think one was done over 500,000 miles.
So why do they not change the lorries?
Brian Brick took it over, didn't he?
Yeah.
And cut this and cut that. But they just don't seem to care, really.
On an average route, Dave has 12 hours to make 6 drops. Late deliveries could result in disappointed customers.
Something goes wrong on the roads, you sort of chasing it all day. Closed roads, break down, that all adds to your stress throughout the day. There's a lot of roadworks at the minute.
But most of the stores are in busy town centres, and the schedule doesn't allow for traffic delays.
Look, there's roadworks outside this shop.
With roadworks blocking his loading bay, Dave's forced to park further from the store, across a busy road.
Typical of that, boss, no parking. We'll see how it goes, mate, we'll see how it goes.
To stay on schedule, Dave needs to drop off 58 retail suits, 17 hire suits, and 7 boxes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Plus collect 33 returns, all in 15 minutes.
I don't want to get the trolley and carry on with your boxes.
Brian's getting a taste of the unexpected events that could slow deliveries down.
Lost his wheel. The wheel came off the rail when we were loading. I'm embarrassed. These things are easy to fix. I don't know why we're not fixing them.
Without a rail, the CEO now has to carry the remaining 30 suits by hand.
Don't drop them, don't drop them. You got it, yeah?
Yeah, we need to get our stock to our customers in a timely fashion.
There's a little bit more to go with that.
Deliveries needs to be a lot more efficient than that.
Van loaded, Dave is keen to push on, but before he can leave, there are 5 pieces of paperwork to be completed.
Is all the paperwork for this store? Yeah.
All in duplicate.
So it's ridiculous. The administration, the paperwork alone takes enough time. Just another day at Moss, really.
His boss is going to want to probably know, what took such a long time. And probably I would have asked the same question had I not been here.
It's becoming obvious to Brian why some deliveries aren't on time. But he's also worried about how the tight schedules are affecting his drivers.
It does stress you out. You know you've got to get your delivery done. You know you've got staff waiting at the shop to get their hire, and sometimes you've got customers at the shop waiting for their hire. That day sort of thing. So there is pressure throughout the day.
The other drivers think that, must have.
Yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare.
So what do you do in your spare time then?
I normally have my children once a fortnight, but they get to the age that don't want to go to the park with me anymore. Oh, I hope to get my kids away to Florida next year. Yeah, money's the main thing. I mean, wages haven't gone up. Recession's still out. I'll just surprise them one day, innit?
Over the rest of the shift, Dave and Brian do their best to catch up.
He's told it's a 15-minute drop. You've got to do your paperwork, you've got to offload, you've got to load and everything. I think the head office needs to look at some of these runs. I think they're quite unrealistic.
But problems with the ageing vehicle's hanging rails are slowing them down.
They should go flush like that, and you can see it's stowed. If the bar's not secure, you're going to get these falling on the floor. It's just frustrating, it just adds to your time.
It's stressful for Dave. And I've got to really question, are we giving them all the tools that they need to do the job in the time that they're given to do it?
By the time they arrive at the final drop, they're still behind schedule. And Brian's faced with his nightmare scenario.
Darling, have a Christmas cream in it, please.
A customer has been kept waiting for 45 minutes for his suit to arrive.
There you go.
Is that the one, yeah?
That's the one. Yeah. The panic's over. That's it.
Final drop done. Brian wants to know if today's hold-ups are representative of an average shift.
Anything goes wrong on that route, you suffer really. You're fighting against time all the way.
So what you're saying is things need to change?
Things need to change, and at the minute, as I say, it's one big race. I mean, I spend enough time on the road to see the accidents, and you just wonder when is it going to be my turn?
Do people tell the management?
The management, no, I tell the management all the time. That would be nice if actually someone did listen to us. It's just not fair on anyone, and we just want a little bit of common sense back from the company just to cut our workload down.
I want to hear all he said. It hurts, personally.
It's our final goodbye, then.
I'm going to go away now and work out how I can invest. But what I do have to do is ensure the Daves of this world feel as though they're rewarded for what they do.
Having discovered that staff in the south feel disconnected from head office, Brian now wants to know what's happening in his most northern stores. So for his last day undercover, he's in Edinburgh. The shop here is in a prime location on a busy street, but its hire department contributes just 20% to the overall turnover.
The store is in a good position, but I believe it's got enormous potential and could be doing a lot better.
Undercover as Dennis, Brian has come to work with the acting hire manager.
Hello, are you Anthony?
I am, yeah.
Hi, I'm Dennis.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you. I'm here to help you today, work in the hire department.
Twice a week, deliveries of rental suits arrive at the store.
So yeah, Dennis, if you want to help me check all these outfits.
But with Moss Bros hiring out 600 suits a day,
I would be happy getting married in that.
Problems can arise that mean clothing has to be sent back to the warehouse.
This one is the Royal Ascot outfit. You can see that the crotch is a little bit worn. You know.
It doesn't look very good.
I'm probably ordering a narrow waistcoat. To me, that's not acceptable.
I'm just absolutely flabbergasted. It's pointless this stock reaching the store only to be sent back to the warehouse to be replaced. I've got to seriously get under the skin of what's happening.
That's a typical example of garments that come in.
That would be disappointing.
To me, that's not acceptable.
What would happen if you had an urgent problem? How do you get it fixed?
I would phone up the warehouse, but the actual phone line that me and other stores are phoning is the same phone line as the customer services. That results in a slow process of getting the problem fixed.
With 135 stores and customers all calling the same phone line, Brian realises this is an issue.
When he's hiring to people who are just about to get married, it's critical that he can pick up the phone to head office and speak to someone who's going to satisfy the customer. This really isn't acceptable.
I can give it a steam, but I think it's going to do much to this.
Since the manager left 5 years ago, sales assistant Anthony has taken on extra responsibilities.
So Anthony, what's it like working for Moss Bros?
I think the pay could be better, personally.
Yeah.
For someone that's been here 10 years, 11 years, not to have any sort of pay rise.
Paid as a sales assistant, despite doing the manager's job, Anthony has strong views on the changes made since Brian took over.
Moss has been the leader for so many years in hire.
Yeah.
But I've noticed myself personally in the last 5-6 years that the competition has just rose up so much that Moss are left quite behind now, and it just feels like I'm plugging my hand into so many holes, keeping the boat afloat. And I think it is a bit of a sinking ship.
That hurt. To hear one of our staff say that they think it's a sinking ship is not the sort of person that I want running the hire department in this store.
Unaware that his loose tongue could end up sinking his own career, Anthony gets back to the job in hand, serving customers.
Okay, so you're looking to, what was the hire kilt?
Kilt hire is a growing market. In Scotland, 80 weddings take place every day.
The first thing we do to get them sized up.
Yeah, 34 waists.
Moss Bros advertise 15 tartans for customers to choose from. But rather than get out kilts, Anthony gets out a book.
Probably limit your options with tartans.
Why the limited options?
We in store only carried 3 tartans.
Yeah.
Ultimately, you wouldn't be able to see that till obviously your day of collection based on a picture.
It's just madness. We showed a customer a brochure with almost pinprick impressions of the kilts. There's no way that a customer's going to be able to understand and visualise that kilt.
Worried he might be losing customers to the competition.
So this is all your stock then, yeah?
Brian quizzes Anthony.
So why don't Moss Bros give you one of each of the popular ones?
I think it's to do with cost,
And if they don't get what they're looking for, do they go elsewhere?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in Edinburgh, there's another 10 kilt shops within, a 10-minute radius,
We don't have the selection of kilts that we need in this store. And it's totally frustrating for me that we can't even, in our Edinburgh store, get the kilt hire right. Anthony, thank you very much for your time.
No problem.
It's the end of Brian's week undercover. Time to remove his disguise and return to his real job.
Bye-bye, Dennis. Being undercover has been a lot harder than I thought it would be. I've seen some things in the stores that have really upset me.
Brian is back.
I need to go back, sit down and work out how I can fix these problems. Now the real work begins.
But his experiences have shown him that dedicated staff are delivering good customer service, despite not always having the resources they need.
I wasn't very happy about some of the things that I found out. Pretty difficult hearing our guys don't have the right tools in every case to do the job, that they don't feel appreciated by head office. That's not on. Unless I fix these things, we won't gain customers and we won't grow our market share. That's a big problem.
Where to, my friend?
Yeah, off to Moss Boss Covent Garden, please.
Moss Cross, Covent Garden.
Brian has summoned the employees he worked with to London. They've been told it's to film one final interview about the documentary they've been involved in. They don't know the taxi driver is part of the production.
What's the filming about? This gentleman called Dennis, he didn't look like he's used to making your work, shall I say?
I got the impression he maybe hasn't been on the shop floor much.
No, right, no.
He looked out of his depth and he wasn't comfortable.
It was a bit eccentric in terms of his dress.
He wore a bow tie, believe it or not.
Trust me, I made him lose the bow tie.
I was waiting for the bow tie to start revolving.
He may not have impressed as Dickie Bo Dennis, but what will his employees think when Brian reveals he's their boss?
How are we doing? Do you know who I am?
I'm afraid I don't know.
I'm getting some sort of vibe that's maybe not who you were originally.
Well, I'm not Dennis Bernard. I'm Brian Brick. Well, CEO of Moss Bros.
Pretty speechless, to be honest. I recognise you now.
Well, okay.
I don't know what to say. I still got a job, haven't I?
Some of the things you said did surprise me. You said we're out of touch as a business. You also mentioned the website.
Yes.
And you were quite critical.
I was.
It's quite hard when people criticise your business. I work 7 days a week, and when I come along and I meet you and I got the response on that, how do you think I felt?
Yeah, and to be honest with you, sir, I do not want to criticise that. I was only speaking from my personal opinion. I do apologise if I did offend you in any sort of way.
No, you didn't offend me. You spoke your mind. You're happy to put your head above the parapet, which is what I want at Moss Bros. I want people who are going to tell me what they think. So I'll tell you what I want to do, Thierry. I'm going to offer you internship at Moss Bros. I'm going to put you in the marketing department, in the e-commerce department.
To have you sitting here in front of me saying that, it's beyond words, and the feeling is indescribable.
It's all the Thierrys out there that I want to be shopping at Moss Bros. So we've got to work together, and I want to thank you very much indeed.
I appreciate everything. Thank you very much. I'm speechless, honestly, beyond words. The internship I've been offered is fantastic. I mean, I'm going to take it with both hands and just go with it and make sure we give the best I can do.
You said some negative things, didn't you?
Lots of negative things, yes.
Yeah. Some of the things I heard, and some of the things I saw, and some of the things I did were a bit embarrassing. I've got to tell you something. I had a great day with you.
Oh, thank you.
But I'll tell you, I learned a lot, Dave, because when you showed me the paperwork, oh boy, was that embarrassing or what? I mean, how many bits of paperwork have you got to sign? It's a bloody nightmare.
It is.
So I've made a decision, and the decision I've made is we're going to change our systems. I want to get it to where you have one piece of paper to sign for the whole delivery, goods in, goods out.
Good.
I was embarrassed when we had the rail on the back of the van and the wheel came off.
Yeah.
So Dave, I'm going to ensure that every store has proper run of rails.
They make life 10 times easier.
When we started off the day, and you took me to the van, right? You also, I think, probably had your fingers crossed that, is this van going to start this morning?
You know it's good.
I've ordered 2 new vans already.
Excellent.
And the rest of the fleet will be replaced by early next year.
That's really good news. Good news for me and good news for people in the shop that are waiting for us to do the deliveries. At least I know hopefully we're going to be on time.
The other thing that you told me about was you said all the drivers come back stressed out. And therefore, we're going to review all of the runs to ensure that every run is doable and that it's not too stressful.
That'd be fantastic. As you know, I'm exhausted after that day, really. Yeah. Physically and mentally. I mean,
but you graft. And I appreciate that, and I want to show my appreciation to you. I asked you what you want to do with the girls.
Yeah, I was trying to book a holiday for them next year, and so I'm working hard for. That's all we work hard for, is it, children? Isn't it? For me, it is. Yeah.
You are going to go for 2 weeks to Florida because Moss Bros is going to send you the full works, spending money.
Wow.
All you got to do is tell me when you want to go.
That's great. Oh, that's great. So that's fantastic. Can I shake your hand, mate? So, thank you very much. Wow, it's nice to see hard work's recognised at the end of the day.
You're an absolute star. All right,
thank you very much.
See you soon.
I'm really glad Brian's seen what I go through, and then he does seem genuinely shocked. He's had a go at my job. Perhaps we'll have a day out with him one day. There you go. That'd be good. It's all meetings and tea, isn't it?
Do you remember some of the conversations we had?
I think I said it, the one thing that sticks in my mind, it was a sinking ship. Yeah.
Sticks in my mind.
I'll still stick by what I said, yeah.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because when I was with you, I was thinking to myself, demotivated, critical of the business, and what went through my mind, Anthony, is there a place for Anthony in Moss Bros? Because I've thought long and hard about this. I think there is. Because what I saw was someone who's frustrated. It's not all because of yourself.
No.
I'm also to blame for some of the things. And you made some really good points. One that stands out to me was when you spoke about customer service. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I want to tell you what I've done. I've set up 2 dedicated operators for hire. So when you phone, you go straight through to those. So I hope it's going to make your life easier.
That'll be a big change.
Another great point you made, kilts. Boy, was I embarrassed when you got out our little brochure with little thumbnail swatches.
Yeah.
I thought this is crazy. So what I've done is all the Scottish stores will have samples of all the kilts.
Right.
No more of these little swatches, Anthony.
Yeah. Also, a big problem, you know, we're asking them to use their imagination for basically the biggest day of their life, you know.
Now, you also told me that you really do the job of the hire manager, but you're not the hire manager.
Yeah.
So I'm making you the hire manager as of now. And you're going to get a pay rise and all the same incentives that the hire manager gets.
I appreciate that.
We turn a new leaf?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah? I want you out there as the official hire manager, driving the business.
Oh, yeah.
Good luck. See you soon.
I was a little bit trepidation at the beginning, you know. I thought there might be a P45 waiting for me back at the flat. So yeah, I'm happy, you know.
You know, when I arrived in the shop, it was in chaos, wasn't it? Really?
It was a bit, yeah.
I was flabbergasted, to be honest, because our busiest week of the year,
Yeah.
Ascot week, it was paint all over the floor. Pretty chaotic. Your term, it's like polishing shit. I'm CEO of Moss Bros. How do you think I felt? What do you think I would say?
I can't explain.
But it's not worth reinvesting in that store. But what I am going to do, I'm just signing a new lease of a new store in Bristol, and you're going to be going in and you're going to be running the hire.
Sorry.
And you're going to make it really successful, and I know that.
That's amazing, though, gotta be honest. That's amazing, though. Thank you.
You also gave me some good ideas. The name idea of putting the picker's name on the docket. So if we've got a bad picker, we can deal with it. Light bulb moment. The ideas you gave me are going to make our company more profitable. It's going to make it a better company. And I want to say thank you. What really upset me is your commute.
Well,
you leave 6 o'clock in the morning, you go 9ish at night, pretty much.
Yeah, that's what I do, yeah.
You've got 2 young kids, a partner. Yeah, I'm a family man. I was gutted at that. So what I want to do, I'll give you a pay increase, right? I want you to have a better quality of life.
I'm speechless, I can't say much. That's going to mean a lot to my boys. You know, I get to see him before they go to bed and spend some time reading a book to him.
You also mentioned that you want to get married, but it's tough.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you £5,000 so that you can get married. Moss Bros is supplying the kit to you as well, so you can have as many ushers as you want.
It's too much. It's too much.
You've earned it.
I don't know what to say. Honestly, nobody's ever done this sort of thing for me. It's just life-changing. I'm overwhelmed, to be honest with you. From the bottom of my heart, I am really do appreciate it. Thank you, Brian. Taken a lot of worries off me and just made my life better, my family better. And that's the best thing that anyone has ever done for me.
Quite excited about the future now. The journey undercover, I think it's left a mark on me, and I don't think I'll forget it. I've heard some great ideas. It's been a really uplifting experience for me. And it's really driving me now to push this business forward, to make Moss Bros #1 again.
Next time, after a drop in income, the boss of Oxfam goes undercover.
Please, a minute for Oxfam. Can we just take the text? We're not meant to. That doesn't feel right. Everybody loses.
Oh my God, they could close the shop.
That someone's putting their life into a shop through fear is wrong. The smell is horrific. I'm finding it quite hard to breathe. It doesn't feel safe in there.
Undercover Boss promptly back at 9 next week. In a moment.